नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। भूते महद्भिर्यायमा पुरो विभु निर्माय शेते यदमुषु पूरुषा भुङ्क्ते गुणान् षोडश षोडशात्मका सोऽलङ्कृशिष्ट भगवान् वचांसि मे। श्रीकृष्ण शरणं शरणागतं कथामृतं सततपीबतं भक्तिवेदान्तमार्गपन्थनं सर्वलोकऋषिदेव जन्मप्रसन्नं सर्वलोकऋषिदेव जन्मप्रसन्नम्। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our Srimad Bhagavatam morning study sessions. So we are continuing with the pastimes of deliverance of the Yamala-arjuna trees from 10th canto, 10th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. And today the verse we are looking at is text 23. So Mother Yashoda has bound Krishna already, and now is the time for Krishna to be obliged to the words of his pure devotee, Narad Muni. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet. नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। श्रीशुक उवाच एवं उक्त्वा स देवर्षिर्गतो नारायणाश्रमं नलको वरमणिग्रीवा आसतुर्यमलार्जुनो। Translation by His Loving Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shukdev Goswami continued, having thus spoken, the great saint Devarishi Narad returned to his ashrama, known as Narayana Ashrama, and Nalkuvar and Manigriva became twin Arjuna trees. Word to word. Shri Shukavacha, Shri Shukdev Goswami continued to speak. Evam uktva, thus uttering, saha he, Devarishihi, the greatest saintly person, Narada, Gataha left that place, Narayana Ashramam, for his own ashrama, known as Narayana Ashrama. Nalakovara, Manigrivo, and Manigriva, Asatuhu remained there to become Yamala-arjuna, the twin Arjuna trees. So Narad Muni, after considering on how to reform these two, Nalkuver and Manigriv, who are consumed by intoxication of pride due to excessive wealth and also cross intoxication of liquor and bathing nakedly in the holy place of the Ganges region known as Mandakini. And after casing him, so this is what is happening, that he leaves for his own ashrama known as Narayana Ashrama, and Nalkuvar and Manigriva become twin Arjuna trees. Papered by Srila Prabhupada, please hear. Arjuna trees are still found in many forests, and their skin is used by cardiologists to prepare medicine for the heart trouble. This means that even though they are trees, they are disturbed when skinned for medical science. So the trees also have conscious. Therefore, just to be vegetarians is not enough. Even monkeys are vegetarians, Srila Prabhupada used to say. We should be Krishna Prasadatarian. When we uproot the tree or take their leaves or skin for the purposes of eating or for purposes of medicine, it is still violence. The trees, although they may have lower level of conscious, nonetheless, they are conscious. And so it is sin to be eating without offering to Krishna. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita mentions that those who are yagna shishtina make the offering through the process of yagna. Then what happens? Muchyante sarvakil vishayi, that they are released from all kind of sinful reactions. However, those who verily eat for the purposes of satisfying their tongues and bellies, then ye pachantya atmakaranat te bhunjante tvagam papam. They don't eat anything else but sins only. And therefore, they are implicated again in the cycle of birth and death. Being vegetarian, of course, is good, but without offering to Krishna, it is still considered violence. When it is offered to Krishna, then Krishna takes care of all the sins that may have incurred in the process of getting even the vegetarian foods on our tables. Any questions or comment on this verse, Prabhus and Matajis?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I'm very curious about this consciousness. So as long as the soul is attached to the subtle body, no matter whether the material body has deceased or not, there's always consciousness?
Definitely. There's always consciousness. And you can just simply, you can just tell, when a tree is planted, and you put it from a sunny area to the shaded area, and you notice it after a few days or weeks, it tries to bend towards the sun, where the sunlight is coming from. Now, how is it reacting? It is reacting because it is conscious of where the light would be coming from. Actually, there was an experiment done by Japanese scientists on Mahamantra and the effects of Mahamantra. So they had a control plant. They had a plant where Mahamantra was sung in a very nice melody. And they had a plant where every day this person would go in and abuse the plant, swear at the plant. And that plant was given all the water, all the nourishment, all the nutrients, fertilizer. But still, because of constantly being abused by this person verbally, that plant eventually dwindled and died. That plant, which was in the group where Hare Krishna mantra was chanted, that plant flourished due to hearing the sound vibration of the Mahamantra. And the control group, remained kind of indifferent. So definitely, every living creature is conscious, but just the level of consciousness varies. Therefore, it is not possible to be non-violent in this world. However, it is ordained that we should be acting in such a way where there's least violence. And this least violence can occur when we use what Krishna is saying, patram pushpam phalam toyam, a leaf, a fruit, flower, and water, for the purposes of offering to him and then honoring it in form of prasadam. And because it is least violence, it is accepted by Krishna when we make an offering to him. And that is what he commands. Is that okay, Prabhuji?
Yes, fantastic. Thank you for the lovely explanation, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Let's move to text number 24. Rishir Bhāgavata mukhasya satyam kartum vacho harihi jagam shanakay satra yatrastam Yamala-arjuna. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, to fulfill the truthfulness of the words of the greatest devotee Narada, slowly went to the spot where the twin Arjuna trees were standing. Word to word. Rishehe of the great sage and saintly person Narada, Bhāgavata mukhasya of the topmost of all devotees, Satyam truthful, Kartum to prove, Vachaha his words. So what were the words of Narada Muni? That these two, Nal Kuber and Manigriv, will be delivered when Lord Krishna appears in the courtyard of Nand Maharaj. Harihi, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Jagama went there, Shanakai, very slowly. Even though the Lord can travel at the greatest speed in enacting this pastime, he's bound to the wooden grinding mortar and he's crawling very, very slowly, as if struggling. The Arjuna, the twin Arjuna trees. I missed. Tatra, there, yatra, to the spot where Astam, they were Yamala-arjuna, the twin Arjuna trees. So the important words here is, in this verse, is Satyam Kartum Vacho Harihi. So when a pure devotee who is dedicated and surrendered to Krishna, 100%, he has no other object of affection apart from Krishna. His bhava is ananya, exclusively devoted to Krishna. Then when such a devotee speaks, then his words are always held true by Krishna. Therefore, Satyam Kartum Vacho Harihi. So if we gain the favor of a pure devotee of the Lord, then, and the pure devotee speaks, yes, he utters the blessing that Krishna Kripalu Bhava, may you receive the mercy of Krishna. Or he says, Krishna Bhavanamrita Astu, may you be Krishna conscious. Then Lord Krishna, he becomes obliged, Satyam Kartum. He will make those words of the pure devotee Satya. Vacho Harihi, those words, Vacho Harihi, Harihi, Krishna makes those words Satyam. And therefore, the blessings of the pure devotees are very important. What are the blessings of pure devotee? The blessings of pure devotee are that when we serve either Krishna or the pure devotees, and the pure devotees, they see us serving and they become pleased by our actions, by our sentiments, and by our demeanor. Then that pleasure translates and transforms into blessings and mercy. And that mercy is Satyam Kartum Vacho Harihi, is made true by Krishna. It is not that we have to go with folded hands and beg, oh, Shri Gurudev, oh, Vaishnava Thakur, please bless me. We just speak, but don't do any service, don't follow the instructions, don't abide by the scriptural injunctions. That is not the way. The way is to surrender to the Vaishnavas by service and by affection. And this is the foreground in which we progress in devotional service. Let's look at text number 25. This is a very important verse. Krishna is speaking. Deva rishi me priyatamo yad imo dhananatmajo tattatha sadhayashyami yad gitam tanmahatmana. Translation. Although these two young men are the sons of the very rich Kuvera, and I have nothing to do with them, Deva Rishi Narad, my very dear and affectionate devotee, and Deva Rishi is my very dear and affectionate devotee, and therefore, because he wanted me to come face to face with them, I must do so for their deliverance. Word to word. Deva Rishi, the great saint Deva Rishi, my Priyatamaha, most beloved devotee, yet although, Imo, these two persons, Nalakuvara, Mani, Griva, Dhana Atmajo, born of the rich father and being non-devotees. So Krishna is very emphatically saying here that Devarishi Narada is my Priyatamaha, very, very dear to me. Priyatama means very, very dear. And however, these two, Nalkuber and Manigri, are Dhana, the Atmajo, are born of rich father. Basically, Krishna is saying here, they are spoiled brats. They don't know the value of life, and they are unscrupulous persons. However, that the words of Devrishi, Tatha, just so, Sadhayashyami, I shall execute, because he wanted me to come face to face with the Yamala-arjuna, I shall do so. Yat Gitam, as already stated, Tat, that Mahatmana, by Narada. So basically, because Narada Muni has spoken the words that I will deliver them, even though these two don't deserve to be delivered, but to make the words of my pure devotee true, I will do what my pure devotee wanted. Mahatmana. So this is the shortcut to gain the mercy of Krishna, is to somehow or the other become an object for the spiritual master or the great devotees of the Lord, so that they have an opportunity to bestow their blessings and mercy upon us. Paper by Srila Prabhupada. Would anyone like to read the paper?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I can?
Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nalkuvar and Manigriva actually had nothing to do with devotional service or seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face, for this is not an ordinary opportunity. It is not that because one is very rich or learned or was born in an aristocratic family, one will be able to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face. This is impossible. But in this case, because Narad Muni desired that Nalkuvara and Manigriva see Vasudev face to face, the Supreme Personality of Godhead wanted to fulfill the words of his very dear devotee Narad Muni. If one seeks the favor of a devotee instead of directly asking favors from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one is very easily successful. Sri Bhakti Vinod Thakur has therefore recommended Vaishnava Thakur Tomar Kukur Bhuliya Janaha More, Krishna se Tomar Krishna Dite Paro. One should desire to become like a dog in strictly following a devotee. Krishna is in the hand of a devotee. Adurlabham Atma Bhakta. This without the favor of a devotee, one cannot directly approach Krishna. What to speak of engaging in his service? Narottam Das Thakur therefore sings Chhadiya Vaishnava Seva Nistar Paye Chekeva. Unless one becomes a servant of a pure devotee, one cannot be delivered from the material condition of life. In our Gaudiya Vaishnava society, following in the footsteps of Rup Goswami, our first business is to seek shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, Adao Guru Ashraya. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So, in this material world, we all have our attachments. So it is said, prasangam majaram pasham, and we are all bound by our attachments. Last night when I was giving class, at the end I mentioned that suppose that Krishna and Srimati Radharani are very pleased with you because you have observed this Kartik Damodar month very nicely. And then the Vishnu Dutas at night come to you and they say, we are very pleased. The Lord is very pleased. The Lord's devotees are very pleased. Now you can come to the abode of the Lord. Come to the Vaikuntha planets or Golok Vrindavan, whatever it may be. So how many us would us be ready to go and leave everything behind? Our husband or wife, our children, our homes, and so forth. And so it is very, very difficult thing to achieve. Why? Because we are bound to these things. Prasangam ajaram pasham. This is called pasham. And ajaram. Ajaram means it's very, very strong. One cannot cut it. After the class, one Mataji came to me and said, Prabhuji, why did you mention that story? I can leave everything. I'm ready, but I cannot leave my son. So we have our own attachments. One son may be attached to son, one may be attached to a husband, the other may be attached to wife, the other one may be attached to the dog. Or, so this pasham is there. Prasangam majaram prasham. Atmana kavayo viduhu. The great philosophers, they tell us, yes, now just imagine we have fasted throughout the month, we have followed all the rules and regulations, and yet at the end, our condition is such that, but I'm still, attached to this. I can't go, still, I'm not ready to go back home, back to Godhead. And how strong this attachment is. However, sa eva sadhushu krito, Bhagavatam says that sa eva sadhushu krito, that when that same attachment is transferred to a sadhu, to a devotee of the Lord, who is very dear to the Lord, then what happens? Moksha dwaram mahavrita. Then the doors of liberation open for that person. And in this world, we will find actually that we may have our attachments, but somehow the other, if we have an opportunity to become close to a sadhu and pure ardent devotee of Krishna, who doesn't have anything to do with material nature or material transactions, then that attachment is actually a very good attachment for us, because Krishna becomes obliged to the words of a pure devotee, and Krishna will deliver those who are attached to pure devotees, even though those persons may not be completely of purity themselves, but because they're attached to a pure devotee and they gain the mercy of the pure devotee, Krishna becomes obliged to the pure devotee. Our Guru Maharaj, was such a person and that he attracted everyone. Srila Prabhupada was such a person, he attracted everyone. Of course, I had seen Srila Prabhupada when I was 3 years of age, but I can't remember. But I can honestly say that I have seen Srila Prabhupada in Srimad Bhagavatam through his word-to-word translations, through his purports, But my Guru Maharaj, he taught me how to read Srila Prabhupada's Srimad Bhagavatam. And he was such a selfless person without any consideration. He did that. Therefore, such attachments to a sadhu are the only good attachment. The rest of the attachments will bind us in this material world. But if our family members are devotees, they're all devotees of Krishna, then collectively they will uplift us. They will collectively uplift us. But it is our responsibility to see that our transactions within our family members are based on that foreground of devotion. That there be preparation of bhoga at home, which is offered to the Lord, that we have prasadam together, that we sing arati together, we do devotional service together. There's some discussion of verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. So that will be uplifting. But that will make us cognizant of this fact that this material world and life is like a dream. And swayam swapnavat utthitaha. And from this dream, we have to wake up because our situation and our relations are temporary. They're not permanent. They are asat. Asat means temporary. But our only relation, which is sat, is with Krishna. And Krishna says this, Mamai eva amsha jivaloke, that this living entity is my amsha. It is mine. And so that relation is fixed. And the sadhu, he uplifts us and establishes in our proper constitutional position in serving the Lord in that loving relationship. Yes, we can know what our attachments are. Every individual does. And so that attachment, somehow or the other, when we come across a pure devotee of the Lord and we get their favor, then our attachments become properly situated. Any questions or comments on this verse? So it's 6:58. I won't go into the next verse, but I would like to thank all the devotees, during this month who have done so much seva and given so much association in worshipping of Yashomati Nandan Damodar Bhagwan. We had been undertaking renovations at the temple. It is still a great opportunity for those who have not been able to contribute Lakshmi. It doesn't have to be big amount. It could be as little as $10, but give something that could make you part of this service in connection to the Lord. Our Guru Maharaj once, when he initiated one person in Abu Dhabi, then that person, after bowing down, taking the japa bead and saying his vows, was just going away without giving any dakshina. So my Guru Maharaj called him back and he said, from you, I will take one dirham. Dirham is the currency there. One dirham is, I think, it's just like $1. And he was a very, very rich person. And he said, no, I can give you more. Maharaj said, no, I don't want more from you. I just want one dirham from you. So this one dirham was so that person gets the merit, the benefit of giving charity. Not that Maharaj needed that one therearm. Similarly, when Krishna gives us opportunity for service, then this service or giving charity is for our own benefit. Let us give even $1 that will gain us merit. It is for our own benefit. It's for everyone's benefit that we are saying like this. Thank you so much. Over the next 3-4 weeks, Krishna willing, the main parts of the renovations will be complete. Any questions, comments, Prabhu's, Mataji's? So we'll continue until the end of this chapter, and then we'll revert back to the second canto where we left off. Jai Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Have a wonderful Krishna conscious day. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Hare Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Prabhu. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Prabhu. Hare
Thank you,
Thank
Prabhu.
you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhu.
Thank you.
Hare